so in today's video, I'm going to talk about how I moved from London to a remote Italian medieval village. And by moved, I mean I booked Airbnb for 45 days. So kind of moved. I just want to talk about the shock going from like a big city to like a small village, obviously with the beautiful weather, but also what are the pros and cons. My idea was to actually being so remote that I go back to basics, like, really thinking about like what food can I get, where can I get it, what can I do, where can I walk. Exercise was a big part of that whole decision, as well as kind of quiet around just so I can write my books, do my online courses, like all that. Working on my business, which is kind of funny because the whole point of me being here is to work on my business, which is fully online right now. I was doing that in London, but the expenses are just so huge that it was very difficult for me. So I decided to actually just go to a remote Italian village to really focus, because there's no distractions really. It makes perfect sense. So I'm just going to tell you, like, if you want to do the same, like a writer, that you just go to the remote location, especially like if you live in a big city. Like for me, London, it's very convenient. So if you need something, you just go and grab it. If you feel like, I'm just going to have a snack at like 10 p.m., you go to the shop and grab a snack. I cannot do that now because the shops are closed and there's like one supermarket, like mini market here. So I'm not able to do that, which is great for me, obviously. So that's good. It's not convenient. There's no taxi, so I'm slightly stranded here. You can actually check out my other video where I talk about it. I should get a bike today, so should be fine. I have to walk everywhere or bike. So essentially I am forced to do an exercise, which is, again, very good because I spend a lot of time in front of my computer. So it's really good to, force myself to do that. The weather is absolutely amazing. Definitely a big change from London. Every day is like 28 degrees and sunny, sometimes cloudy. So it's very good because you can like have a rest, from like the sun. I cannot actually find sunscreen in the shop, so it's a little bit of a problem, but I'm just gonna go to the marina, hopefully later on today or tomorrow, to get some. So in terms of the culture shock, if you're like, I am a city girl, like I was born in a city, like a small city, but still city, and I never lived in a village. However, my parents have like a summer cottage, like pretty much a shack where you can sleep in the middle of the woods, right? So it's very similar, and I actually love being there because like you have to really be part of the nature and like washing the dishes like outside, warming up your water and so on. Like I don't have to do it here, but if you want to wash your clothes, you have to do it manually, like with your hands. That was like the whole point of like, when you're in that present moment, you don't have those thoughts like overthinking or like being depressed and so on. So anybody suffering from like any kind of like different kind of strange moods or depression, whatever you call it, you have to go back to basics and just like it takes you to the present moment. So that was also the whole point, and I actually love it to be able to do that. So I have to say, like, I'm not entirely like a city girl because of that summer cottage where I spend a lot of time. So it's a little bit like easier for me. But if you are a city person and you want to book a remote location just because you want to be creative and so on, like I'm warning you, like you're not going to be able to go through it. Like I am okay with it because of that summer cottage, but otherwise I would just be like, no, this is not for me. Like if you're a pure city girl or city boy, you need to like prepare yourself. And it's, not as romantic as you can see in the films. So first of all, you come in here and essentially like nobody speaks English. And I kind of anticipated that. I was like, yeah, that's fine. Like, despite the fact that they live from the tourism, not only foreign tourism, fair play, but also local tourism, like other Italians come here. So fair play, but there are a lot of English-speaking tourists. and the village basically like lives from that. So anybody who has a business, which is like every second house has a restaurant or a mini market or pharmacy or like anything like that, you actually make money from the tourists. So I would kind of like expect you to be a bit more friendly, I guess. Half of like, obviously this is a village, like a very small village. So when I walk on the street, everybody's like looking at me, like everybody, which is very different from London, right? Because like nobody cares in London. So it's a little weird. I was like, okay, hello. Sometimes I say hello, they usually say it back, or sometimes they say it first. Some of them are really smiling, some of them are like, the vibe is not good. So like, you know, but on the other hand, a lot of like Italians here, locals, are very nice, especially those having a business. Walking across like the city, you know, with some restaurants, I'm not sure I feel welcome, like, you know, because like in Rome, when you walk by a restaurant, everybody's like, hey, come in here, come have a lunch, come have dinner, we have this, we have amazing food, bellissimo. And here it's just like, they are staring at you, and it's just like, okay, like I'm not gonna come in. The restaurant under my accommodation seems really friendly. Obviously I pay the money for rent, but it seems a little bit more approachable, to be honest. So I'm just like, okay, I'll probably go there and maybe some other places, but you know, it's a little tricky, like, I don't know. Okay, I went for a run, and I have to say I have met really lovely local. He was very nice, so I guess it depends, but yeah, finally a good experience. It's funny because I recorded a video today and I went for a walk and everybody is so nice to me. This is so ridiculous. Maybe it's just my like insecurity, I don't know, or judgment too soon. But like today, everybody's like super nice. Another thing is there's no transport here. So basically there's no taxi, there's bus that goes every 2 hours only on the weekdays. And the last bus back goes at 3:45, which is not convenient if you want to stay into the, like, you know, on the beach until late. And then there's really steep roads, so essentially there's no like pedestrian path. So you need like a bicycle or a car to be able to actually go down from the village to the sea, which is great because that's what I actually wanted, apart from the fact I don't have a bicycle currently, but we're working on it. So another cultural shock is like they have this weird flush for the toilet. It's just like a button, and then it just makes this weird noise after you flush for about like 2 minutes. It's just so strange. And then they have this thing in the bathroom, which I really don't understand what it is for. But anyway, another thing is there's no like electric kettle. So if you want to have your coffee or warm your water, you put it in a normal, like a kettle, whatever, and you warm it up, and then you put this into your coffee, which I actually like because this is first of all how my grandma did it always. So like it's not like I'm not able to do it. And secondly, it's a little bit better than electric kettle because of the lime scale. And equally, there's no microwave, which is also good because I don't actually want microwave. So if you want to warm your food, you put it in a normal like kettle, and then, you know, you stir it and you warm it up, which I'm pretty like okay with that. There is actually a washing machine, of course there is, but I haven't used it yet because I actually want that experience of like trying to wash my clothes, which are not, I don't have a lot of clothes because it's so hot. It's basically like a couple of t-shirts and a couple of like shorts, because every time I wash it, I put it outside to dry, and within a couple of hours. And if I do it during the day, within 2 hours, it's all dry. It's so convenient. Like literally, I can wear the same clothes every day because I wash them and they are dry in 2 hours. So that's kind of fun for me. I like that. Not for everyone, surely, but I can go down and use the washing machine. There's no problem. Obviously, it's an old house, so, you know, you can hear like all sorts of noises from people around, which is also in London. I could hear people going to the toilet. So if you live in an apartment building, that's what you expect everywhere, actually. So adding to the scorpions, poisonous spiders, I'm reading that there are earthquakes, which are quite common. And the village I'm in, even like it's on the hill, has actually had a flood completely as well in the past, as well as like earthquakes, like almost regularly. Like, what? This is like a different world. I don't feel like I'm in Europe anymore. People, and especially when you get older, you don't want to get out of your comfort zone. So essentially, like you're getting used, like you got used to some lifestyle and you don't like change. When I was 20, like I wouldn't care. Like I was, oh my God, this is amazing. And it is amazing. But as I get older, every time I change things, right? Like now, like basically, like really such a huge difference going from London to a remote Italian village. It's just mind-blowing. But I have to force myself to like be okay with it, because this is also the point why I did it. First of all, I have good stories from it, but you have to push yourself, because when you become older, you get comfortable. And when you get comfortable, nothing good happens, okay? You will be in a rut, and this is the problem. I do not want to be a person like that. I have to push myself. I go to the shop and I have like, nobody speaks English, so I have to use my hands and, you know, writings, like when I ask for something, which takes me out of the comfort zone. Like if I want to go to the sea, like I have to take the bus, and the bus driver just looking at me like, what do you want? And I don't know how to ask anything. So it's like getting you out of the comfort zone, and the first kind of response is like you want to run away, because it's like, oh my God, this is so inconvenient. Like I don't want to be here, because like I want to go back to my comfort. And this is, I don't want that. And I feel like there has to be a challenge, and you have to experience all sorts of things in your life, and especially you have to be okay to be uncomfortable. And basically, yeah, like this is gonna be like my mantra, because in London I got so comfortable. It's just so convenient. Like if you need to get somewhere, just call Uber, And like if you have money, there's no problem. But right now, I have money to spend, but I still cannot go where I want to go. So it's just so funny. Like it doesn't help you. Like you really have to push yourself, which I think it's great. So you can let me know in the comments, like, what do you think? Would you ever do something like that? What are, if you any questions about like anything, feel free to comment. You can also subscribe, of course. It would really be great. I would be very happy if you subscribed, because I have more stuff coming. And you can also check out the links or give thanks for this video, just to support like my solo travel and so on if you want. Yeah, I'm just gonna basically keep trying to make myself comfortable in discomfort. Wish me luck.